Welcome to another episode, everyone. What happens when you have anger issues, and because of these anger issues, you shoot your mother's husband, and then you find yourself in prison for shooting your mother's husband, and you catch a murder charge while in prison. You kill another inmate because you're so angry, and perhaps still are not remorseful and are left with nothing but memories for the rest of your life, have essentially ruined your life. Now, this individual here did just that. Shot his mom's husband and caught a murder charge while they're in prison. Many people feel like he has absolutely no remorse, and many individuals were saying that he needs to stay there in prison after this interview right here. They said that he's only been in there for 5 years or so. He needs to be in there for another 25 years because the system has not broken him yet. I'm not sure exactly why everyone was saying that, but that is what everyone was saying in the comments about this individual and this interview. But let's see, this is between the lines. Shout out to them.
First and foremost, what's your name and where you from, brother?
My name Damian Allen. I'm from South Central Los Angeles.
Okay, and how long you been down?
I've been down 5 years.
If you don't mind me asking, what are you down for?
I was originally down for assault with a deadly weapon. I shot my mom's husband. I admitted to it. And then while I was incarcerated, I picked up an ad charge for a murder. And now I'm facing 30 years.
Facing 30 years.
Yeah.
So your court is still going through the case?
No, I got it. That's
okay.
what I'm currently doing 30 years right now.
Got you, okay.
Okay, you still blessed. You shot your mom's husband. You admitted to it, as you said. You got an assault with a deadly weapon instead of an attempted murder charge, which would have netted you a lot more time had it been attempted murder as opposed to assault with a deadly weapon. Okay, so you're in there apparently didn't have a long time for that assault with a deadly weapon because you have 30 years total now still to go after catching a murder charge there in prison. Lucky you didn't get life for the murder charge. Wasn't manslaughter, it was murder.
Man, how did you feel when that sentence was laid down?
I mean, at first I felt betrayed, because one of my peers, he told, and I admitted to it. I did it. I did the time. I went, took the deal, and it was what it was. I didn't complain about it. I'm doing it. It is what it is. I don't complain about it. It's life. I'm choosing to make wiser decisions because my decisions weren't smart, so I'm just going with the motions,
Right, absolutely. So when you say you admitted to it, you're talking about the first charge or?
Both of them.
Both of them. So you admitted to both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so the betrayal that you felt was from a friend of yours?
A friend of mine doing what he did. You didn't have to say nothing, and you know?
Absolutely. So, question for you. What are some of the circumstances that might have led up to those actions that led you here?
Originally, I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I wanted to blame it on my mom's husband. His abuse towards my mom and me. But I looked at the whole dynamics of everything. It wasn't that. It was my impulsivity. I have anger issues, so I let my anger get the best of me with that situation. And I'm working on it. Since a kid, I've had impulse issues, and that stems from me not having a father figure. My dad hasn't been in my life. I know my dad, but he's not in my life.
Right.
So that kind of like goes with my anger, that fuels my anger. And I was very impulsive. I was doing things off impulse. I wasn't thinking things through. I was just go.
Right.
So
Well, so far I don't see anything too much wrong or anything wrong with what he's saying. I guess so far, obviously the interview isn't over, but perhaps people are referring to the fact that maybe he's not saying that I'm changing my ways. I'm looking to change my ways. I'm different now. I know better now. That's what you hear a lot of these individuals saying in these interviews. I found God, the youth this and the youth that, or what have you. And instead he's saying, hey, I just admitted to it and my so-called friend, and I caught this murder charge. And maybe perhaps he seems a little unapologetic, about any of it. He does seem to be taking responsibility, accountability for the most part for his actions, but perhaps he just seems a little aggressive now, still a little angry maybe, is what people are perhaps picking up. I'm not sure. I mean, he says that his father or stepfather abused him and his mother, that this is why he shot him. He said he came to terms with the fact that he shot him because he had anger issues. He has anger issues, but he did say that he was being abused and that his mother was being abused.
Being in here has helped me learn how not to be angry, how to think before I act.
Now, question, because I hear a lot of guys will say that, being in prison has taught them discipline, has taught them how to think before they act, like you say. Does that have anything to do with the conditions in here and the consequences that will come as a result of your actions? Or what is it that?
Not really, because it's just me bettering me wanting better for myself, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not scared of these deputies. I'm not scared of doing more time. I'm here and it is what it is, Like I said, I have 30 years, so I'm not worried about going to the hole or getting a write-up. What is 90 more days? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about bettering myself. I do it for myself. Nobody else but me and my family.
Absolutely understandable. Now what?
Okay, well that might be a little bit of it. That might be some of what people had a problem with, that sort of stuff. I don't care about going to the whole, what's 90 more days? I don't care if I get a write-up. Basically, I'm not about to bow down. I'm not about to kiss no ass. But he is still saying that he's changed or he's changing, but he just said, I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it because I'm scared of prison, I guess he's trying to say, or scared of what may happen inside of prison, any consequences. I'm doing it because I want to do it, because other than that, I don't care. I got 30 years. That may be some people's attitude with 30 years. Everyone is not going to just be on here saying, I found Jesus and that's that. Some people are going to stand on what they are in there on, what they believe in, what led them there. But doesn't mean that they're not trying to change in certain ways, but some things they just still believe in, and they're going to believe in it until the end. But, you may want to adopt a positive attitude in there just to survive the circumstances that is prison. And these circumstances are extremely horrific. For those who do not know, I've done over 30 years of incarceration here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And you certainly have to change your outlook and your mindset, or even if you are released, you will be heading back.
What was a moment where you said, hey man, I got to change my action? Was it instant once you came to prison, or was there a specific moment or realization that happened while you were inside here?
All right, so like I told you, I was already facing time. I had 17 years for the assault with a deadly weapon on my mom's husband. I had went back down to the county to fight the murder. And while I'm down there, my grandmother passed away. And I'm not a very religious person. I believe in a higher power. So I told the higher power, I'm like, man, I just need one thing. You let my grandma live for me to get out of here, and I'm gonna change my ways. He took her away from me. And I had to come to a realization that that's a part of my lesson, So I'm not gonna lie, I started using drugs. I was down bad, like I was hurt, I didn't care. I came to a point where I was just like, fuck everything, like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I knew that I even contemplated suicide, bro. And I knew that with that, I would be hurting everybody around me. And I knew I had.
Yeah, so he's a hurt individual. Sometimes we have these walls up and we seem tough and everything, and it's just an exterior. he is admitting that he's hurting, or he was hurting and still is hurting. You know, he's sort of blaming God that his grandmother got taken away. He asked, God to save his grandmother, and then I'll change my ways if you do it. God didn't listen. He took her, so okay, I didn't change my ways, is his point, I suppose. But he is reflective. He does know that some of this attitude, I believe, is not going to get him far. But it just takes time for these hardened individuals, for this hardness to dissipate, if you will. It takes a little time. It doesn't happen overnight. These individuals have been living this life for a very long time, where crying or showing any sort of weakness is frowned upon in the culture as a man, as a black man, and as a gang member, and all of this, which I'm assuming he probably is. So probably just give him a little time, give him a chance. I want to know what happened with the homicide that he caught in prison, or did he catch it in the county jail? Okay, so he had 17 years, he said, for the assault with a deadly weapon, for shooting his mother's husband. So he only got 13 years then for the homicide. I say only, yeah, because he didn't say that it was dropped down to a manslaughter or any of that. He said it was a murder. And you're already in prison serving 17 years for a very violent crime. The fact that you ended up with 13 years after killing someone or being accused of it or whatever, is indeed a blessing. So, and he's still young enough, it looks to me, that where he can pull that time off, get some time off. He's not going to do the whole 30 years, 20, 15, and still come home and live a productive life if he so chooses. So don't give up just yet, brother. And but what happened, man? How did you end up with that murder case?
I had to change. I couldn't just. I mean something to a lot of people. I really mean something to a lot of people. And I knew that if I kept going down that path, it was going to be bad. And I would hurt everybody around me. So I had to change,
That's real, man. One of the things that I hear here is accountability.
Right.
And I think one of the common misconceptions, from people on the outside in regards to people who are on the inside, is that they don't take accountability, or they think that they're innocent. I mean,
Right.
You're telling me a story where in two different situations, you admitted to the actions.
Right.
And you're taking your time.
Yeah.
And you're doing what you have to do to better yourself.
Right.
So how important is accountability to you? Is that
It's
something
very important.
something you always had?
No, I didn't. I used to. I'm the only boy. I'm 24 years old. I'm the only boy. My mom has 3 daughters. I'm the only boy, 4 kids. And I used to do little things to defer things away from me. And I learned that wasn't getting me nowhere. I'm not gonna ever excel not holding myself accountable. So if I would have went in the courtroom and been like, nah, I didn't do that, I would have been wrong, And I would have been blocking my blessings. But me admitting to it, I did it. It is what it is, I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is, Now I'm working on change. I'm working on being a better person. So I hold myself accountable. I did it,
Have you forgiven yourself?
I'm still in the process, because I still see the hurt that I caused my mom. I see the hurt that I caused my sisters. I got a little sister that's going through a crisis right now, and it's hurting me. Like, even just bringing it up, just like, But I put my family through a situation, and it's fucked up. But I'm working on being a better person for myself and them,
That's all you could do, man. That's
Right.
all you can do, one day at a time, for real.
One day at a time.
And, it's very possible. Like you said, you mean a lot to a lot of people.
Right.
Regardless of what your actions were in the past. And
Right.
you have an opportunity to leave behind a legacy that's different than the one that you left behind previously. So,
Right.
in full support here, bro.
I mean, he's certainly rough around the edges. He's certainly still tough, still a little aggressive, but perhaps that's just the way that he talks. And, he's been in there for 5 years. It has not been a long time, but he says that he is remorseful, that he has not even forgiven himself yet. But once he said that he tried to blame himself, or he thought about blaming himself, that's when I realized, or I believe, that he's hurting, or at least at that time was hurting, when his grandmother passed and what have you. And sometimes we we project. We take our anger out on someone else. Perhaps that's what happened when his grandmother died. Yeah, perhaps I would like to see a little bit more empathy or remorse myself for the lives that he has affected in a negative way. But I do believe he is trying to take accountability, if you will, in his own way. Just still, again, not on their maybe Cowtown or not even Cowtown, just being a little bit more softer, but some people are like that and will be like that. But he's 24 years old. I thought perhaps he was young. I'm 52. He can do the 30 years and still get out and be right just like this. Be just like the big fella. So your life is not over. And then, like I said, you're not even going to do the 30 years. He get out at 42, 38, 37 years old, this sort of stuff. Don't give up, man.
Right, full support here. Now, a slightly different question, but related as well. You spoke a little bit about your childhood and certain traumas that you endured. From not having, your dad around.
What happened to the murder
What is one
charge?
of your fondest childhood memories? If you could think back, what's one of your happiest, fondest childhood memories?
One of my happiest childhood memories, my 5th grade graduation. Elementary, I graduated, because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't always been on a straight path. I get in trouble. Like, I'm a boy, I get in trouble, but they were gonna hold me back in the 5th grade because I had behavioral issues.
Right.
But I excelled and I went on to middle school, and my mom was proud, the whole day. She just kept telling me she was proud of me. I graduated high school. I'm probably one of the only people in my family to do that, Although I did it while I was incarcerated, I did it. I put in the work so I could graduate,
Right.
I made my family proud. Everybody, my friends, everybody came out to see me. And, it was a good experience, I ain't gonna lie. He was there, my boy, my people came out to see me, they showed up for
Absolutely.
my success, so graduating high school was probably the one, elementary and high school was probably the one of my fondest memories.
Okay, now after feeling that feeling that you felt recently when you graduated high school, that make you want to continue on that path and continue to create those moments in your life where people can celebrate you for your success as opposed to...
For sure, and I always try to do little things, even if it goes unnoticed. My sister started a nonprofit organization called My Brothers, Sons, and Daughters, and they just go around. Sometimes she'll go to Skid Row and go feed the homeless,
Right.
different things, We try to give back as much as possible. That's what makes me happy, giving back to my people. I am a gang member. I'm an active gang member, but I want people to know that that's not killing and all that. That's not what this is about. It's being a man is about giving back, and I want to give back. That's all I care about is giving back to my people. I don't care if I'm without. I'm gonna give back.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate.
I see a 2 right here on his left arm. Can't tell if that's a 6 right there. Like 6 deuce, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where he's from. He said he's an active gang member. You're not giving back if you're an active gang member. You're a liability and you're facilitating destroying the community, as I have done for many years. You can't do both. You can't care for the community and want to help the community and be an active gang member at the same time. The two cannot coexist. No. The two cannot exist at the same time. No, they cannot. Because you're destroying the community on the one hand and then just helping to clean up the damage that you cause when you do help the community. You're just cleaning up your own mess. If you are the one that's helping to cause the mess, no.
Appreciate your story, man, for real. And I know you got one of your partners here
Yeah.
who wanted to come in
boy.
and speak to your
Yeah,
character.
you want to
man.
come? You
on
want to
in,
come say a couple words?
Come on
buddy?
in and get close to him so we can pick you up.
Yeah.
But what's your name, bro?
My real name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my real
yeah.
name.
Damon.
Okay, where you from?
Damn.
East Coast. South
LA.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. See, too late. I thought this dude here said his name was Damon or something too. Now this dude named Damon too? Shit, man. And he said from East Coast. See, I was just gonna say I think this dude probably from East Coast, 6 dudes East Coast, because I see the tattoo right here on his forearm. That's a neighborhood tattoo, like neighborhood East Coast. That's a neighborhood tattoo. That's an NH. And then I see the 2 right there, and I thought that this was a 6 right here on his right arm, which would make him a 6 dude. They can't, yeah. And then he could walk right up and say he from East Coast. And that's his homeboy. Okay, well, that's where he from too then. East Coast. Shout out.
Now y'all grew up together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, what you wanted to say something about him?
Yes.
You gotta speak up just a little bit.
You got it. You got it.
You know what I mean?
Talking to the mic, brother.
Yeah. It's my twin right here, you know. So, boy, man, we've been down bad. Now we
Been knowing this dude since elementary.
Man, real guy right here. I ain't gonna lie.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. So how is it? Does it help the time pass having, somebody?
That's what you came to tell us, that this is your boy right here? The hell? And he's a rider? I don't know what's up, dog. They got dogs and stuff on this yard. What is this? Is this a 50-50? Oh, man, I hope not. I doubt it, the way he talking and aggressive as he is. And he talking about this is his boy. And he said he's still an active gang member, but I still don't want the youth or whatever gang banging or whatever. No, that ain't how it work, man. And I still want to give back. What you giving us? Bullets? Knives? Knock it off. Stop it. But he's 24 years old. He's young. But I do see, I guess, why the people was on him a little bit. But, he seemed to be trying to take accountability, but he's 24 years old. Had to still give him a chance.
Knowing you prior to this in here with you?
It does, because like I told you, I contemplated suicide, and I didn't care. I got over 30 years. I probably don't get out till I'm 50,
Right.
But having my boys here, it's like a reality check,
Absolutely.
And it helped, They brought me back, because I ain't gonna lie, my head was gone, but they brought me back. And I love them for it,
That's a beautiful thing, man. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all sharing, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all continue to hold y'all head and really
Thank you.
put forth a different,
Yeah, man. Hold your head up, man. Oh, my goodness. That's between the lines. There it is right there. Shout out to them, man. Go check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's his homeboy right there from LA. He said he's an active gang member. He has 30 years, as we heard. 17 for the original charge, assault with a deadly weapon, shooting his mother's husband, and then still never got to hear what the murder charge was about, that he got in there in the county jail or in prison, which apparently he got 13 years for. He's been down for 5. So perhaps he has 25 years left, or still to 30. I don't know. Either way, let me know what you think. I mean, did you think what the other people were saying, that he is not necessarily, well, my crowd may not think that anyway. I don't know. I don't know though. Do you all think that he was remorseful or that he still needs work? I don't know. I can't necessarily judge anyone, particularly based on one interview. And, never judge a man until you walk a mile in his shoes. I mean, who knows what the man has been through? He said that his stepfather had abused him and his mother. This at least helped lead to the shooting, and that he was angry. Now, you being angry, or his grandmother passing away, but you being angry doesn't justify you taking someone's life, if that's how that happened. But he's 24 years old and perhaps has not fully learned all of his lessons yet. Give it some more time sitting inside of that cell, things have changed. But I would encourage that brother to stay strong. Your life is not over, even with 30 years. Work the time down, educate yourself, get out of the game, It's not going to help you up in there for sure. It's not going to help you anywhere. Got your homeboys right there with you. That's not good. Y'all smiling and happy to be together, but y'all in prison. That's not where you want to be. I don't want my friends in there with me. Let's do better. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free. Ooh.